Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I want to make another video just about the topic of love, since it is kind of a vague idea to most people. And if you're going to get married, you need to know what love is. This question today is, what does it mean that love is of God? And the source I've been using for these is gotquestions.org. In 1 John 4, 7 and 8, the Apostle John returns to one of his favorite subjects, love. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. With these words, John launches an extended teaching on the importance of showing love. 1 John 4, 7 through 21. He starts by clarifying that the believer's ability to love comes from knowing God. Anyone who loves is a child of God and knows God. The idea that love is of God, they say, can also be expressed as love is from God, and love comes from God. John explains that the source of all love is the divine nature of God. That's a big statement. Love has its origin in God because God is love by his very essence. John's teaching reveals why love is essential in the believer's life. Love is the litmus test of an authentic relationship with God. If we are indeed children of God through faith in Jesus Christ, we share in his nature. 2 Peter 1, 4. God's nature is love. Therefore, we will exhibit love. Demonstrating Christian love confirms the reality of our spiritual life. No one has ever seen God, states John, but if we love each other, God lives in us, and his love is brought to full expression in us. So there's a lot more I could say here, and will in the coming, hopefully, weeks and months, just some thoughts about what the Bible says about love. And it would take up a lot of years going over everything that the Bible says about love. But it's something that, even though I've been married 7 years and 8 months now, I need to keep the idea of love in my mind, and different ways I can love, especially where it's difficult. I mean, usually I'm talking about my wife and loving my wife. But we are called to, not just love our wife and hate everybody else, but there is a kind of love for everyone else. And then there's the same love and a more erotic love with your wife. But this is just saying that love is from God. He is the source of love. His very essence is love. The Bible says God is love. And there's really no disputing that. The fact that there's there's a lot of catastrophe in this world, sin and cruelty in this world. God is not responsible for that. And he is working on a plan to rescue, people that want to follow him in their life, and then take care of all the evil in the world at the same time. And he does that by showing his love ultimately through his biggest sacrifice on the cross, with his perfect and eternal Son for sinners like us that deserve everything we're getting, yet the one that was punished deserved nothing, none of the sort. But love is sacrificial, as we'll be learning, and it does not do something for something in return. Just the other day, I thanked my wife for something she's been doing for her family and has done since I've known her. And I said, "Hon, this is so beautiful that you're doing this, and they can't pay you back." That's a more real, natural, organic love. If it's just because you want to bless that person, you're not even thinking of them, returning the favor, so to speak. You don't want it to be a favor. You just want to do it. And she does that for her family, and I've always supported that and praised her for that. And that's an expression of, God's love for us. He loves. What can we give him that he doesn't already have? Absolutely nothing. And he can give us, wants to give us everything we absolutely need. But our sin stands in the way. And that's the purpose of the cross. But there's many, many, many illustrations of love in the Bible. We're going to cover those, hopefully, Lord willing, as long as I want to be making them here on Love Beyond the Sea.